vegan is a lifestyle for me. Yeah, I always knew that I didn't want to eat meat. As they would say, like, oh, what do you eat? All that stuff that we know, it really disturbed me. I say, well, let's talk about eggs for a second. As an athlete, I haven't found any diminishing of my energy or anything. In fact, I feel better. I recover faster, I'm stronger. Once I realised, that was it. That was the end of it for me. Being positive is the main thing, because nobody likes anybody to be aggro about their beliefs. I think just do it. I think try it, because you can't go wrong.
Hi, so I'm here today with Terri Fierce, multiple world champion pole athlete. Hi Terri, thank you for being here. So obviously you're a professional athlete. How long have you been doing this for?
I've been doing pole fitness and pole sport for 10 years. So since I was 21. Really heavily competing for the last 5 years or so.
Amazing. And how long have you been a vegan for?
For 3 years. Yeah, just over 3 years.
So did you go vegetarian first and then vegan?
Yes, yeah, I've been vegetarian since I was 12. So as soon as my parents would let me, basically, because before that they were like, no, you're never going to grow. So as soon as I could, I always knew that I didn't want to eat meat. And only recently, though, well, in the last few years, obviously, the vegan side of things, I realised that it was much more than just not eating meat. So hence that change then.
So I assume the first motivation was ethical, was it?
Yes, yeah. Purely ethical. Like I didn't, I don't know that I really considered the other side of it until afterwards, because it didn't occur to me that it would be unhealthy to be vegan. I didn't see how, because I suppose I just didn't really put that much thought into it. But the whole side of dairy farming and the baby chicks, all that stuff that we know, it really disturbed me. I would have been vegan earlier, only I didn't know that. I didn't put the time in to research it, and it's only after I watched Gary Yourofsky's speech that really changed my life. So once I realised, that was it. That was the end of it for me. So
there's a lot of things that are not being advertised, is there? Right, yeah. I assume that from when you probably decided to go vegan, you experimented with your diet a bit, or was it pretty much straightforward that once you decided to go vegan, it hasn't changed, or have you somehow evolved in what you eat and how?
Yeah, I've evolved, because initially, I suppose it's trial and error, as you say. Like initially, when I became vegan first, I was a little bit less healthy, I guess. So I would have eaten a lot of the kind of cheese substitutes and a lot of the the way corn is not vegan, for example. So I would try to get the vegan alternative to corn and try to eat, and sometimes it was a little bit too processed, and it took me a while to realize that really the best things to eat are the kind of more natural, organic, grains, lentils, pulses, rice, tons and tons of vegetables. So I do have like treat days where I eat a lot of more processed vegan foods, but I try to keep it as minimal as possible now, because it didn't make me feel as amazing as it does to eat really right. So
So you assume you're not big into protein powders or supplements?
No, well, I don't really take any supplements at all. We are sponsored by Pulsin and Beyond, which is really amazing, and they send us pea protein, and we do put that every single day in a really, really amazing shake, where we have it sounds horrible, but we have oatmeal, we have kale, we have blueberries, banana, pea protein, flax seeds, and it actually mixes up with dark chocolate almond milk. So it sounds bizarre, but it's actually really, really good. So that's the only pea protein I would put that in, but other than that, no.
No, that sounds good. And obviously you need a lot of energy to fuel a lot of energy expenditure. Right. Is there a favourite snack you have or something like that?
Favourite snack. I think I love those, the quick kind of, what is it? It's an was it raw chocolate orange bar from Pulse, and I love that one. Okay. And I would have that one with like an espresso right in between kind of training sessions, but it's very quick like that. So, or bananas, we tend to live on bananas in the studio because they're so fast. So yeah, both of those, yummy.
No, good tips, thank you. Have you been challenged about your diet in terms of your competition or your training?
Challenged as in people asking why? Yeah, quite a lot. Like we do, for example, being an instructor at the studio, a lot of girls, we have maybe 180 students coming through, and 90% are female, and a lot of them that come to my class, they would say like, oh, what do you eat and what's your diet? And quite a lot of them initially, when I tell them that I'm vegan, they're quite shocked, and they try to say, no, that's not right, because you can't be able to do, like, you can't have muscle, you know. And I'm like, well, I'm standing here and I've got muscle, you know. So sometimes they, not in a bad way, but they do challenge you. They have a lot of disbelief. Very soon though, they get it, you know. You kind of are just very gentle with them, and you say, oh, this is just the way it is, this is how I am, and this is what I eat, and they go, oh wow. And we've had quite a few girls make that change over to veganism, because they say, you know, I've always wondered about that, but I've never met somebody who can talk to me about it. So we talk about it, and they learn a lot, I think. But as well as that, then sometimes traveling for pole events or competitions, performing or judging, you get other athletes who say to you, oh my God, you know, why are you, you know, I mean, I get the animals thing, but you need eggs, you know. And I say, well, let's talk about eggs for a second, and then, you know, that's it. So you do get challenged, not always negatively, but yeah, it's fun. It keeps it interesting, so you can talk about it.
But then I assume that you lead by a positive example, so a lot of people probably come to you for advice, and you're the inspiration to them. Yeah,
well, I hope so. That's a nice thought. I do think so, yeah. And I feel like, exactly as you said, being positive is the main thing, because nobody likes anybody to be aggro about their beliefs, whatever they are. But vegan is a lifestyle for me. It's not just, you know, people ask about makeup, people ask about, well, how come you have like leather bags? And I say, well, that's not leather, you know, like I would never buy, you know, they try to catch you out, like, well, you must have honey. And I go, no, you know. And oh, well, what about MAC? You wear MAC makeup? No, because they're cruelty based. So a lot of times people, they try to catch you out, but you just say, oh no, I don't do any of that. Stop trying to catch me out, you know.
And then they realize that you've already thought about it a lot.
So I've done a lot of research. I'm still learning though. Like, there's some brands that I go, oh God, what, you know. So we're still learning as we go, and I think we're getting better at finding the best way to live, you know, as a vegan for us. But nobody's perfect either, you know.
But of course, yeah. I mean, we're all learning all the time, so that's it. So would you have any advice for people who are considering going vegan whilst being physically active and maybe being a bit unsure about what to eat and how?
I think just do it. I think try it, because you can't go wrong. You know, you won't regret trying anyway. There's a great movement called Veganuary, which is obviously January being vegan, trying that as for a month and seeing how you get on. And they have great websites and great blogs on how to kind of what to eat and how to maybe start off. Maybe you want to just start with a week, or maybe you want to take the whole month. And that's a good time to try. I feel like I became vegan in January because I thought, 1st of January, it's a good a time as any. So that was my date that I picked, and it worked for me. So I would recommend just try it, whatever date it is. Doesn't have to be January, but do your research and make sure that you're getting enough good food, and don't go crazy on the bad vegan food side of things, just to binge or whatever. You should really make sure that you get a balanced diet, whatever that is for you, because for some people grains don't suit them, and for some people you know, they don't like this or they don't like that substitute, or they don't, you know, they want to take a lot of supplements maybe. So just research whatever works for you, because what works for me might not be the same for you. Course, so but I definitely would say that as an athlete, I haven't found any like diminishing of my energy or anything. In fact, I feel better. I recover faster, I'm stronger, and I overall feel lighter. So I feel like those are all good things in any sport, you know.
There's no downside to it, is there?
So I haven't found any yet, you know.
Perfect.
It's been 3 years, so feel good.
Lovely. Well, thank you, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you
for
so
talking to me.
Thank you for having me.